complex topics with confidence.
Exactly.
And today's deep dive is on a topic that is, it's universally relatable, the new year.
Right. But it's surprisingly complex when you really start to unpack it.
Yes. We're going to dive past the confetti and the parties to really get at the definitions, the actions, the feelings, and just the social utility of this one moment in time.
And that's the big question, isn't it? Why does this one single date hold so much weight all over the world?
That's what we want to find out.
And that's exactly the question our sources kept highlighting. What makes the new year so powerful isn't just, the calendar page turning.
It's something more.
It's the global consensus. It's this idea that this arbitrary moment when one year ends and a new one begins is like a huge shared reset button.
A reset button. I like that.
And that triggers this globally unified feeling of excitement, happiness, and most importantly, I think, this really intense, focused hope. It's a clean slate that everyone seems programmed to recognize.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the concrete stuff, the timeline.
Good idea.
The sources are pretty clear that while the new year starts on January 1st, the real energetic trigger, the peak emotional moment, it happens right at midnight on December 31st.
It's defined by that precise clock strike. That collective countdown to 12 o'clock is almost a ritualistic experience.
The ritual, yeah.
It provides this instant shared cultural marker. And it's so simple to describe. The new year begins when the clock strikes midnight. That shared anticipation is fundamental to the whole thing.
Absolutely. But the celebration isn't just this sudden thing at midnight. It's a process.
Right.
And the sources highlight these fascinating preparatory actions that come before the countdown. And it's not just about planning a party.
No, not at all. It's about a kind of ritualistic cleansing.
This is the detail I found so interesting. Before the new year, in so many different cultures, people make a point of cleaning their houses thoroughly. It's not just regular tidying up. It's a very deliberate, symbolic act. They want to start the new year free of the old dust, the clutter.
And maybe even the bad luck of the past year. It's a physical way of showing you're starting fresh.
Exactly. And it's a ritual of purification.
And it goes beyond just the home, too. The sources also talk about buying new clothes or preparing these special, often elaborate meals.
And that's not just random shopping, is it?
Not at all. These actions are they're filled with the hope for prosperity. New clothes mean you're leaving the old you behind. And special foods are eaten to invite, abundance and good fortune.
So all this preparation is about setting the stage for a fresh start, for renewal. Then you have the celebration itself.
Right.
And the activities, they seem to be focused on social connection consistently.
Precisely. The goal is togetherness. People celebrate with family and friends, and the activities are all about sensory impact. Big parties, feasting, music.
And the fireworks, you can't forget the fireworks.
Of course. That communal act of watching the sky light up right at midnight together, it just confirms that shared transition has happened.
And once that transition happens, the focus immediately goes to communication, which I think is a great transition for us from the physical actions to the words people use.
Yes. What do you say in that moment?
What are the essential words for cementing those bonds?
Well, we shift instantly to expressions of goodwill. The sources all emphasize the most foundational greeting, just Happy New Year.
Simple. Everyone knows it.
Simple, universally understood, and it carries so much weight. It's an immediate injection of positive social energy.
But there are other ways to say it.
Oh, for sure. For a bit more formality, or, just to express a deeper sentiment, the sources give us variations like, I wish you a Happy New Year.
Or best wishes for the new year.
Exactly. And these aren't just greetings. They're projections of hope onto the other person. They reinforce that collective optimism.
So moving from the external greetings to the internal experience, the actual emotions, this is where I think it gets really interesting.
The emotional landscape, yeah.
The sources detail this common set of really powerful emotions. People feel happy and hopeful because they're actively thinking about good things in the future.
And there's this intense excitement tied specifically to starting something new.
Right. It's the feeling that all the mistakes, all the difficulties of the last year are suddenly in the past. It gives you a perfect clean slate cognitively.
And that vocabulary, hopeful, excited, happy, it doesn't just describe a feeling. It describes the universal motivational engine of the new year.
What's fascinating here
is how those basic emotional expressions actually dictate our social interactions.
Yes. So you can say, I feel hopeful about the new year. You instantly connect.
You're participating in the largest psychological consensus of the whole year. It builds this immediate rapport, and it's all built on optimism.
And that optimism is the perfect setup for what comes next. Looking forward.
So resolutions.
New Year's resolutions. Here's where it gets really interesting because of how powerfully the sources define this concept.
It's more than just a wish.
So much more. A resolution is defined as a promise people make for the new year, and it's driven by the explicit intention to improve their lives.
Declared intention.
Exactly. And the examples are all very practical, focused on self-optimization.
Like studying more, exercising, eating healthier food.
Or just being kinder to others.
But here's the thing we have to explore. The promise versus the reality.
Ah, yes.
Resolutions are fantastic for practicing how we talk about our future selves. It's easy to say, my New Year resolution is to exercise 3 times a week.
Or, I plan to read more books this year. Simple.
Very simple to say, but studies consistently show that a huge percentage of them, it's often cited at around 80%.
80% fail. Wow.
They fail within the first few months. The linguistic optimism is massive, but the actual follow-through is often, it's lacking.
So it's the point then?
Well, this raises a critical point. The New Year ritual might be more valuable for the declaration of the intent than for the actual fulfillment of it.
So just saying it out loud is what matters.
In a way, yes. The act of expressing these hopes for happiness, for success, for peace, it's intrinsically motivational no matter what the outcome is.
It's the power of articulating the goal itself. But the New Year isn't only about looking forward, right? The sources also point to the counterpoint, looking back.
Reflecting on the old year. You have to.
It seems like this period often involves a collective review. People think about the past year, remembering the good and the bad.
It's essential for that feeling of closure.
Right.
And this reflection gives the necessary context for the resolutions. By acknowledging the past year, maybe saying, last year was tough, but I learned a lot.
Or, I actually achieved my goals last year.
Right. You're performing a kind of cognitive closure. You're integrating the past into who you are now before you try to become that future self you've just defined. It's a crucial step.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, the way people celebrate is so different around the world.
Oh, dramatically different.
The feelings are universal, the calendar turns for everyone, but the sources show that different countries have these unique, specific traditions.
Yes, and they're so fascinating. For instance, eating special food isn't just about having a feast.
It's symbolic.
Highly symbolic. It's tied to the shape or the color of the food. Grapes in Spain, lentils, circular cakes, all eaten for good luck or financial prosperity.
So while the specific traditions vary, what's the common thread?
The common thread is always celebrating with family. That social core is constant, no matter the specific cultural practice.
And then we get to New Year's Day itself, January 1st. The sources describe it as a kind of gentle decompression period.
That's a good way to put it. People relax, they visit family, they watch TV, maybe go out with friends.
It's the immediate aftermath of the big ritual. It's about maintaining those social bonds and just reinforcing that clean slate feeling.
And they're all very simple, useful actions for describing a day of rest. On New Year's Day, I visited my parents. Easy.
It is.
This raises an important question. Why should we, spend so much time on what seems like a pretty straightforward topic?
A good question.
Because the new year gives us this complete, easy-to-understand social scenario. It requires us to integrate time, emotion, planning, and looking back.
It's a perfect microcosm of human communication.
Exactly. You have to talk about the past. That's reflection. The present. That's the celebration and the greetings. And the future, the resolutions and hopes.
So mastering this one topic means you're really mastering the core dimensions of how we talk to each other.
Right. It's common, it's relevant, and it's a complete narrative arc.
So to summarize our deep dive, the new year is not just a date on the calendar. It's a powerful socio-psychological mechanism. It covers ritualized preparation, a collective celebration, focusing on the future through these aspirational resolutions.
And that necessary reflection on the past year.
We've seen how every single element is just deeply embedded in our shared human experience.
It really is.
So whether you're talking about cleaning your home or wishing some of the best or even just trying to stick to a new resolution, the core message from our sources is about communication.
And confidence. Confidence in expressing your intent.
Right.
And that confidence really comes from understanding the shared function of this moment in time. The sources conclude by reinforcing a really powerful idea
Which is.
that the new year is not only a universal new beginning in life, that potent psychological